Hi guys, welcome back to Waxing On. Today's Wednesday, and of course that means classic rock. And today we're going to look at another one of the solo Beatle albums. Now, when the Beatles broke up, and maybe even before they broke up, the Beatles started branching out and doing solo projects. And for me, I bought All Things Must Pass by Harrison. I have a Ringo album, but for me, McCartney was who I tend to follow. I had quite a few McCartney albums, McCartney and Wings. He's the one that really seemed to connect with me. I love the songs, very memorable. They were all very accessible. And I thought McCartney really was the one to, carry on the legacy of the Beatles. Now, that being said, and we featured McCartney. I don't know if you remember back, probably last fall or in the summer, we featured a special on McCartney doing solo albums. He had Much Music, the Unplugged series. There was another one that he did for a Russian station. A lot of great stuff he had done. This one was acoustic, and they were doing old rock songs and some old Beatles songs. And in the same vein, 1975, my one John Lennon album, John Lennon Rock and Roll. Now, no Lennon tunes in here, but a lot of great covers of 1950s rock and roll tunes done by John Lennon. And this was the last album he was going to record and then take hiatus to go and raise the children. He came back into Double Fantasy later, but this was the last one he recorded in the 70s. Now, also on this, there's a couple of songs that are produced by Phil Spector. Now, Phil Spector had also been involved with the Let It Be album. If you recall our episode on the Let It Be and Let It Be Naked, where Lennon was happy with what Phil Spector had done and the way the album turned out, because he wasn't happy with the product anyway, so he said Phil did as much as he could to help it. But McCartney wanted to go back and have the album depicting more of what the band just sounded like, the band by themselves. None of all the flourishes and none of the all embellishments, just the band playing their songs. So Lennon was more open to help from Phil Spector, and he did 3 of the songs on here. The rest of the album produced and arranged by John Lennon. Now, I have it a CD version, and there really isn't a lot of information on there, so I researched back just to see who was playing on this album with him, and I'll tell you, it's amazing. Steve Cropper, we talked about him with Booker T and the MGs and the Blues Brothers. Guitar player. Jose Feliciano. Some of you may remember his big hit, Light My Fire, and Feliz Navidad for the Christmas ones. Leon Russell. Man, we talked about him with Joe Cocker. Leon, we've got some stuff, we'll probably talk about him on his own later on, but he's playing piano on here. And the great Bobby Keys, saxophone player. And Bobby Keys has played with everybody. Just a short list of ones I popped off the top of my head here. We got Elvis Presley, Joe Cocker, Warren Zevon, Rolling Stones, Joe Ely, the country singer that we talked about maybe 2 or 3 months ago, Ringo Starr, George Harrison, Eric Clapton. I mean, the list goes on and on. He was the sax player that the rock players used. And again, I find it funny that with all the ones we've had in there, we've talked about all these players. And Bobby Keys has been part of their music all the way along. Like I say, I find it funny to have Joe Ely in there with the rest, but there you go. So this album, a lot of great players, a lot of great music, not a lot of original tunes. Give you some idea what he's playing. Bebop-A-Lula. We got Stand By Me, Rip It Up, Ready Teddy, You Can't Catch Me. That was one of the ones he did with Phil Spector. Ain't That a Shame? Do You Want to Dance? Sweet Little X-16, the Chuck Berry tune. That's another Phil Spector one. There was, I think, 3 Phil Spector numbers on here. Slippin' and Slidin' by Little Richard. Peggy Sue, Bring It On Home, Send Me Some Lovin'. Boney Maroney, that was the last one that was produced by Spector. Yeah, Yeah, and Just Because. Nope, Just Because was the last one by Phil Spector. The rest all produced by John Lennon. And again, it was a lot of fun to hear him do these kind of songs. I'll have to confess, I wasn't big on the Plastic Ono Band. Some of the experimental albums he did with Yoko, I couldn't get into it. I liked Imagine. I liked the more commercial sound he had, and I really looked forward to this one when I saw it, because not that I don't like John Lennon. I like John Lennon's performances. Some of the songs, I can't relate to them the same way I could to the McCartney songs. So this one, when he started doing some old tunes and putting his talent and his style and his stamp on them. Excellent album. If you get a chance, I think it's still out on a number of the streaming networks. Again, it came out in 1975, and it's John Lennon, Rock and Roll. Okay, thanks for stopping by. Everybody have a great rest of your week. Take care, and we'll see you next time.